In the middle of the night, I want all three of you guys to just roll straight D20s. You guys are both so fucked up and passed out that you don't hear this. Raka, on the other hand, you wake up immediately as you hear a blood-curdling scream coming from one of the other bedrooms. So, Raka, you're the only one that hears the screaming out of the other three, because Kermit and Curtis are both still passed out and drunk.
All right,
Raka.
so I'm going to leave the drunkards alone.
Okay.
This Uhtred is a G, and I'm going to go try to see what that screaming was.
Okay, I'm going to have you roll a listen check to see if you can determine which room it came from. You rolled a 17, so Rocky, you're able to determine that it looks like the scream came from Gregor's room.
I always knew Gregor was a shite. I'm going to go ahead and try to sneakily open his door.
All right, roll a move silently check for me to open the door stealthily. All right, you open the door relatively quietly, but as you open it, you notice on the inside of the room that there's nobody there. It looks like the bed looks like somebody was in the bed and had removed the covers. It also appears that Gregor's clothing, his personal effects, are still in the room, so he didn't get dressed, but he's no longer there for some reason, and you didn't see anybody leave the room. But since you also rolled a nat 20, you were out in the hallway almost immediately. I'm also going to roll to see if any of the other characters have noticed what's happened. It landed on the side, but I'm going to count that 19. So basically everybody but Curtis and Kermit are there because you guys are still passed out. So everybody else is there along with Uhtred now, and except for Gregor. Gregor is not there. Kane and Sham, you guys can roll again to see if you can wake up now. Nope, you're still passed out.
Let's go!
This is the Uhtred show for right now. Because everybody's basically in the room at this point. Do you want to do anything in there now that you're just kind of, everybody's out, almost, except for the frogs?
Then I'm going to do nothing.
Are you going to just go back to bed and say, fuck it?
Yeah, pretty much. Looks like false alarm. Carry on, everyone.
You walk back to your room and go to sleep. Kane and Sham, you guys can roll again to wake up. All right.
I think I wake up.
Kane wakes up. Do you want to just drag Sham with you for when he finally actually does pass this roll?
Not a bad idea. Yeah, let's do that.
You take Cham and you put him on Ariel's back, and she just carries him into the other area while he's still passed out. So you don't have to roll strength to actually carry him. The dragon will do it for you. But he will come with you. So Kane, you leave and you pass Uhtred in the hallway as he's going back to bed. But you see that everybody else looks to be gathered around Gregor's room.
I'm going to head over to where everybody's at.
All right, you walk into the room. You see pretty much everybody there, except for Curtis, who's passed out on the dragon behind you, and Uhtred, who's going back to bed. But you also notice that Gregor isn't there.
Gregor!
Lorna comes up to you and says that it appears that Gregor has disappeared, but they don't know where he went. And apparently Uhtred was outside pretty quickly and didn't see anybody leave the room.
So that means that it has to be somebody in the room.
Da, da, da.
Well, Kane, do you want to do anything in this room? Do you want to look around at all?
Yeah, I'll look around and see what I can find.
All right, roll a search check for me.
25!
Okay, so Kane, as you're looking around the room, you pass your hand over a section of the wall, and you notice that you feel a breeze coming through the other side. There's a crack in the mortar, and you can feel air passing through it, like there's a passage on the other side.
Ooh, hidden door.
Cham, I'm going to have you roll a Constitution save to see if you wake up. You're still out. Okay. You got fucked. That vinegar messed with you.
It enhanced the alcohol.
So, Kane, what do you want to do now that you have this? Do you want to try and see if you can find a way to open the wall?
I'm going to see if I can try and open it.
I'm going to have you roll a dexterity check for me to see if you can locate where and how to open it. 17's high enough, so you find a little area that kind of compresses in. It looks like it feels like it might be like a spring or something behind the little square of stone that blends in very well with everything around it. You can barely see the crack, but you push it in and pull and use it as a handle, and you're able to pull the wall open. And behind the wall appears to be a tunnel. It's dark, but since you have dark vision because you're a frog, you can see into it, and it looks like it leads to another door on the other side that might go to the adjoining bedroom. You also notice that there are several other pathways that look like they peel off of the same little tunnel.
Interesting. Okay.
Raka, as you're on your way back to your room, I want you to roll a perception check. Yep, nope, you see absolutely nothing. You walk right back to your room. All right, so Cham, I'm gonna have you roll another Constitution save to see if you wake up, buddy. After Kane opens the door and everybody kind of goes ooh and ah, your eyes shoot open, and you immediately start projectile vomiting all over the ground from the sickening amount of alcohol and vinegar that you ingested. After that's all set, you're okay.
I'm gonna cast sleep on myself.
Okay, you go back to sleep. You're now just collapsed in a puddle of your own vomit on the floor. All right, Kane, it's your show. So, Kane, are you going to continue into the tunnels now that that's happened?
I'll try and like kick him awake real quick, see if I can get him.
Are you trying to just get him to wake up, or are you kicking him like as hard as you can?
How about we start with trying to wake him up, and then if not, then we'll go
Okay,
as hard as I can.
so I'm going to make you roll a dexterity check if you're just trying to wake him up, because you're not trying to hurt him, you're just trying to get him jostled enough. So roll me a d20.
I probably didn't wake him up.
No, you didn't. That's not going to overcome the sleep spell. So he's still out. So next you want to kick him harder?
Yeah, as hard as I can now.
All right, that's a strength check. So, Cham, I want you to roll Constitution against that to see if you stay asleep. If you roll above it, you will stay asleep because that's your desired result.
I just want to tell you now that if you do roll above it, it's gonna get worse.
He rolled above it. He's staying asleep. He kind of like groggily swats at your foot after you kick him and then goes right back to sleep.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my rifle.
I want you to roll an intimidation check. And Cham, I just want you to roll a straight Constitution save. Kane?
I mean, I was just gonna try and shoot him in the foot, so.
You might blow his leg off if you do that. I'm just warning you.
It's not my leg, so.
And you do have a cleric, but yeah, you could blow his leg off.
Now I'll probably need him, so I'll leave him alive.
The intimidation roll that you rolled is higher than the Constitution roll that he rolled, so you can intimidate him into being awake.
Do it, yeah.
Okay, so you take out your rifle and you cock it and you point it at his leg and say if he doesn't get up, you're going to blow the leg off. Cham then, because he rolled low enough, immediately hops to attention.
I'm just gonna look at him all groggy. Ribbit.
Kane, you have successfully gotten him awake and ready to do things.
Let's go!
I'm just gonna backhand him, back slap, and I'm just gonna go forward.
You smack him a little bit and then you just kind of walk forward. You're just going to go right in the tunnel.
Yeah.
All right, you have dark vision, so you can see. So you walk into the tunnel, and you see that there's a pathway that goes straight ahead that you can see kind of a silhouette of light around. It looks like it leads into the adjoining bedroom, and there's also a pathway that leads to the left.
Can I do a search check to see if there's any, like, footprints or whatever?
Yes, you can. You look down, and you see that there appears to be a pair of footprints. It's as if the subject was walking backwards, and you also see evidence looks like there was somebody being dragged.
Which direction?
To the pathway to the left.
I go left.
Okay.
And I'm immediately going to cast invisibility. I'm going to climb on the wall, on the ceiling.
All right, so you cast invisibility and you climb on the walls. Now, Kane, are you going to follow him? Because he did go around the corner visible.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so Kane, you're going to follow him, but you're going to stay visible, I assume, since you don't have the ability to turn invisible.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I don't have the ability anyway.
But the thing is, both of you can still see in the tunnel because you both have the dark vision, so you both have the ability to do that. Now, before I get back to you, Raka, in the middle of the night, you had to get up and take a piss, so you went down to take a piss, and you're on your way back. Roll me another perception check. Oh, nat 20. Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, Raka, as you're on your way back, you notice that it appears there's a picture on the wall that is turned around backwards, so the face of it is actually against the wall. You see the back of the picture frame. Are you going to do anything with that knowledge, or are you just going to go back to your room?
No, I'm just gonna go back to my room. I don't fuck with shit like that.
Okay, on your way back, as you're walking by it, roll me a listen check. As you're walking by, you hear what sounds like a muffled yelling. You're going,
Are you having a swim in there? You should probably come above the water if you're gonna talk to me. Oh, this is no use, mate. I'm coming in. All right, then I'm gonna flip the painting over.
You flip the painting over, and it appears to be a portrait of the late Baron Delnor. And as you're looking at the painting, you start hearing a voice, and the painting is actually talking to you. Oh, thank you, laddie. Oh, God, I've been turned around like that for the last 2 weeks. I thought I was smelling my own breath.
Your painting. The fuck is
Yes,
this, Hogwarts?
No, it's a goddamn medical condition at this point. Look, my soul is in the painting, okay? Lad, my soul is in the paint. Unfortunately, I don't think it's reversible at this point. But I can live out the rest of my life as a painting.
And why the fuck would you want to do that?
Don't really have a choice. My body was sort of incinerated.
What you do to deserve that?
Look, you're all in danger. You're looking at me like I'm a talking. You know what? I know for a fact you're looking at me like I'm a talking painting. I'm sorry. This is extremely embarrassing. You are all in grave danger. Unfortunately, there is someone else in this house who is trying to kill you, and he may have already killed some people already.
Is that why he flipped you against the wall? Because you're a snitch?
No, he stabbed me, imprisoned my soul in the painting to fuck with me, and then burned my body, and then just to shit on everything, he turned me around to face a wall while everybody else wandered through my castle.
It all happened today.
No, this happened about a month ago, maybe a little more, until today.
Alright, well, let me go get the lads. We'll figure out what to do from there.
Please, my nephew, who's a dumbass, his name's Gregor, please, just don't let him die. He got kidnapped.
I've got a better idea, mate. I'm just going to bring you with me, and I'm going to grab that painting off the wall, and I'm going to take it to the frogs so he can explain all this himself.
Woo! Road trip! Alright, you take the painting off the wall, and you walk back to Gregor's room where you saw Kane going before with Cham's unconscious body riding on the back of the dragon, and you see that everybody is standing in front of the tunnel that is leading into the wall. And also, as you enter with the painting, the princess comes up to you and says, "Oh, Uhtred, the frog boys, they went in there after whatever took Gregor. Do you want to go help them? Oh, you found a lovely painting."
You said what?
The frog boys went in the wall.
Why the fuck did they go in the wall?
Why the fuck did they do anything?
Yes, you make a valid point there. We'll go get them.
That's your job. I'm the princess. I get manicures and be brilliant.
Yes, but you've also got bosoms and, other no-no parts that they are enjoying of, and I don't have any of that.
I don't know what you're getting at, but it's a lovely painting. Hello there. Oh, God, burn it.
A princess said, "I'm sorry, mate. Princess makes some rules."
No, wait a minute. Don't burn me. Don't let me on fire. Please, for the love of God. I don't know what happens if you destroy the painting. My soul might go to some godforsaken hell dimension. I have no idea.
These are all valid points, but, I'm not the princess. I don't make them rules.
Oh, don't actually burn him. I just thought he was a monster or a mimic or something.
Well, I guess talking painting could technically be a monster.
All right, look, if you count berating people as being monstrous, then I guess I am, but if you're not counting that, I'm probably just pretty normal. For the love of God, don't light me on fire. This is oil paint.
Well, princess, you gonna go get the frogmen?
That is your job, Uhtred. You are the protective paladin, not me.
Fine. You watch the painting.
Okay, I'll take the painting. You hand Baron Delnor to the princess so he can explain everything to her while you go chase after the frog boys. So at the same time, Cham and Kane, you guys reach what looks like the end of the tunnel. And as you reach the end of the tunnel, it looks like it breaks off into a little, almost like a dungeon-like area. You've gone down a little bit deeper into the castle at this point. You're down at the wine cellar level, but you've never been in this room before. It looks like it only has one entrance and one exit, which is the one that you're coming into now. And as you go into the room, you notice that dead center in the back, it appears that there's a table with straps on it, and strapped to the table is Gregor. And it appears he has a gag in his mouth, so he can't yell, but he is definitely trying to scream.
So, what's going on here?
All you can hear is Gregor trying to scream through the gag ball in his mouth.
You at least take me out to dinner first before you bring me to the torture dungeon. Yeah, I know. You're probably asking me to save you.
As you're teasing Gregor like an asshole, Uhtred comes in behind you. Kane and Raka, you guys notice that after a moment, a figure steps out from behind near where Gregor is and goes up in front of him. He's wearing a hood. He pulls it off. He looks like a normal man, but at the same time, you've never seen this guy before. He doesn't look familiar to you.
I'm going to inspect him for 3 rounds.
Do you want to get to a place where you can observe without threat of being hit by something?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
I'll have you roll a hide check for that. Yeah, no, that checks. So all you had to do was tell me it was a plus 28. All right, so you hide and you're just gonna observe. So the only two people that this new person can see are Kane and Raka. Oh, look, the house guests have found their way to the secret chamber. Took you long enough. Now, as you can see, my dear cousin Gregor is tied up to this rack, and I plan on brutally murdering him. But here's the thing. Once he's dead, then I inherit the castle. But if you keep quiet about all this and allow it to happen, you can use the castle for whatever you please.
That was literally pretty much the deal we were getting with Gregor, so...
It
Not really
was, but this way at least
offering
I get my castle, and this filthy beggar gets what's coming to him.
Why is he a filthy beggar?
He's a rogue from the south. What would you call it?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to pass on your deal. I like Gregor. I don't even know what your name is either.
My name is Franklin. I'm Gregor's cousin, the son twice removed from Baron Delnor's family tree. You're not going to take his deal, so he really doesn't have too much to stand on except for the fact that he has rigged the entire room with explosives. You see, if you don't agree to my deal, then I can just bury us all under rubble. All I need to do is light this fuse right here, and I have a nice little match right here in my hand. And he pulls up a little fuse that's next to him that's near the rack area where Gregor is, and he holds the match in his hand, ready to flick it to light it.
Has it been 3 rounds so far?
I would say it has.
Okay, then I'm going to do my death attack. He's got to beat a...
Plus 13, so he would have to roll over a
23.
23. Okay, he does not beat that, so he is going to take that hit. So you can roll your damage. Okay, so that's a total of 33 damage.
So I'm just going to jump, like, spiral to, like, fucking ceiling, impale him like Sephiroth did Aerith, pull out, and just cut off his head.
So you do that, his head falls to the ground before he can light the match, and everything appears to be safe. Gregor is still tied to the table.
I'm going to look at Gregor, I'm going to look at Kermit, I'm going to yawn, I'm going to go back to my room.
I'm gonna start rubbing my hands together maniacally.
Okay, you do that. I assume Uch is just going to sit back and watch the carnage or go back to sleep.
No, he's gonna watch the carnage.
All right, Kane. Gregor's tied to the table. He can't do anything at the moment. And the other guy, Franklin, is dead.
Is there any torture devices in this room?
There are a million of them.
Give me some options.
You have cat of nine tails. There appears to be several different kinds of flails.
Do we have any branding irons?
There is a branding iron, and there are torches in the room you could use to heat it.
Ooh, let's do that.
Where are you going to brand him?
I'm gonna do it on one of his tits.
I want you to roll a dexterity check to see how well you brand him, to see how clearly it comes up. By the way, the brand that actually you're branding him with, on the little monogram of it, appears to be a heart symbol. Okay, you do not do that very well at all. And he does not find it pleasurable at all either. Are you going to keep branding him?
Yeah.
Okay, Kane, roll me again another dexterity check to see how well you brand him. Where are you branding him this time, by the way?
Other tit.
All right, you did a little bit of a better job on the second tit. Let's see if he finds this pleasurable. He does not in any way, shape, or form. It's just pain. Are you going to continue to brand him, or are you going to switch implements?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna let him go now. I got everything I need to get out of him.
Okay, so you take out your dagger, and you cut the ropes holding him. After a second, as soon as Gregor gets free, he immediately runs upstairs and gets in and jumps into a tub that is full of water in the main bathroom in order to quell his flaming tits. And he's just going to spend the night in there because it's just going to be a lot more comfortable for him at this point. So the rest of you guys go back to sleep after the torture dungeon incident. But the other thing is, after even though your characters aren't going to be able to know this is going to happen after you leave. And as Franklin's spirit finally separates from his body after a while, after he's become fully dead, he kind of goes up into the chamber as like a spirit form. And after a minute, he kind of looks around and he's like, oh, I'm a spirit now. I'm a ghost. I can haunt them all. And after a second of doing that, he sees three other ghosts that emerge from the surrounding walls around him. And he kind of looks around at them for a second. Oh, I have friends. This is so lovely, isn't it? Is this what are you doing? And after a second, the ghosts then proceed to swarm him and rip his spirit limb from limb, dragging him down into an afterlife. Now that that's tied in, the next day you guys wake up, and as you come down to the lobby, Gregor appears to have had his nipples bandaged up and salved a little bit so that he's not in total discomfort when he's walking around. And he appears to be signing some paperwork with what looks like some sort of a scribe or something like that who's brought some papers over to him. So since you guys have spent the whole night there, Gregor now owns the castle. And Gregor basically has already said that you guys are essentially welcome to stay there as long as you want, as you're basically home in the north since, mi casa, su casa.
All right, so I'm gonna go to Gregor like, we're gonna stay here for another 3 days.
Sounds good. It'll give me a chance to rest up my nipples.
And I'm gonna pull out that expensive wine, pop it, fill some glass, give him one. I'm gonna start freaking chugging the fucking bottle.
Okay, so that wine that you pulled out is actually champagne. As you pop the cork out of the end, it suds up a bit, and you pour some in a big kind of flask for Gregor, which he gulps down, and then you chug the other part of it that's still in the bottle. So you guys are having a grand old time. So
Pour
yeah,
some
so
champagne for Ariel.
Okay, roll Constitution for the dragon, because the dragon's not used to alcohol. The dragon's a baby. Okay, the dragon's a little shit-faced after that, and she kind of nuzzles you a little bit, but then she goes off to her little dragon bed and goes to sleep. She's going to be sleeping for a bit. All right, so you guys spend the next 3 days there, and after that, you're ready to continue on to Calgar Palace. Gregor has basically left the place with the butler, who has returned now that somebody has owned the castle. So there'll be somebody to take care of it, and several of your companions are going to stay behind to shore up the castle and, bring stuff over from the other side. So since Arch is not present for this session, I'm going to say his character stays behind just for teleportation purposes to help everybody. So Scrappy, the gnome engineer, is going to stay behind. Fernando, the gunsmith, is going to stay behind. And Arch are going to stay behind to help shore up the castle, along with Lorna. And Gregor, actually. There's no really reason for Gregor to leave, too. So he's going to stay behind, too. But the rest of you guys are going to go with Timmy, too, on the Iron Bull. And once Arch is finished with his teleportation duties, he will join you. Arch also teleported to the south and brought Kane's pet back. So Kane, Lightning McQueen, has a new place to live.
Yeah!